guys, and welcome to the market review for August 2023 for Dubai property market. In this episode, I'm going to discuss total number of transactions, total volume of transactions, top areas for August 2023, top projects sold in August 2023, and mainly I'm going to talk about mortgage transactions which are happening in Dubai property market. So let's begin the episode. First up, we had total number of transactions worth 46.4 billion dirhams approximately, 46.38 to be precise, but yes, on an average for 46.4 approximately. In this, sales transactions were 33.8 billion, mortgage transactions were 10.15 billion, and gift transactions were 2.38 billion dirhams. The total number of transactions were 15,417 transactions. Now these transactions are less than what they were in July, like about 5-6% lesser than what they were in July. But that doesn't mean that the property market is falling. The property market is still intact. We're still getting a lot of inquiries in Dubai property market. It is still growing. We're taking an aggregate. If we take an aggregate for all the year, it has surpassed like more than 300 billion. Approximately 350 would be at this stage. So there are a lot of transactions happening. Market can go up and down always, as I say, because every market in the world can go up and down. But this is just a 4 to 5% change, not so big of a change. But we are entering very strong in the last part of the year, or in the last quarter of the year, which is gonna happen pretty soon, and which will prove to be the best quarter out of all the quarters, because Dubai property markets last quarter is always great, and it's always better than all of the quarters 1, 2 and 3. So yeah, these were the transactions. The top areas in terms of volume of transactions: number 1, as always, Palm Jumeirah; number 2, Dubai Harbour, which is also near Emaar Beachfront, which has major project which is Emaar Beachfront; number 3 is Business Bay; number 4 is Sobha Hartland; and number 5 is downtown Dubai. These are the top 5 areas: Palm Jumeirah, Dubai Harbour, Business Bay, Sobha Hartland, and downtown Dubai, in particular order by volume of transactions. Top projects sold in terms of volume again. Number 1 was Bayview. It's in Emaar Beachfront, again in Dubai Harbour. It's a project by Emaar Properties. Number 2, Rivana, which is in the Valley. Again, it's a project by Emaar Properties. Third, Crest, Grande, which is a project in Sobha Hartland, which is by Sobha Realty. Number 4 is Sobha Seahaven. It's in Dubai Harbour, very close to Emaar Beachfront. It's a project by Sobha Realty as well. And number 5 was Canal Heights in Business Bay. This project is from Damac Properties. Now I'm going to talk about the rise of mortgage transactions, or pretty much about the mortgage transactions which are happening in Dubai property market. Now the thing is, I have observed from last few months that out of the total number of transactions, almost 25 to 30% of transactions are happening as mortgage transactions. Now let's look at just August. If sales transactions, which mean normal cash transactions, were 33.8 billion, mortgage transactions as opposed to it were 10.15, which is approximately 30% of that. And if you look at total number of transactions, then about 25% of those transactions are mortgage transactions. Now we have to look at it from this way, that sales and gift transactions are not just ready properties, or let's talk about sales transactions. They're not just ready properties, they're off-plan properties as well. So if I take only ready properties where people take mortgage, because you're not taking mortgage on off-plan properties, it's very rare case that you're taking a mortgage, but you're taking mainly on ready properties, then this number of 30% will grow about 50 to 60% at this stage. Or what I'm seeing personally, or what I'm facing personally as well, is I'm seeing a lot of people buying properties on mortgages, and that's why the mortgage transactions are rising in the property market. Now what is the reason why I'm saying that the mortgage transactions are rising, or what is the reason behind these mortgage transactions which are rising? What I believe, and what I have experienced, and what I've observed, the rents have gone up a lot. Now what people think, that instead of paying those higher rents, if we have the down payment amount, why don't we buy a property and pay off the mortgage? Because if we calculate the mortgage value as opposed to what rent they have to pay in the current market, the mortgage value is lesser than the current rental, and this is with a lot of cases. So if I personally specialize in Palm Jumeirah, and if I talk about my area, if I talk about Palm Jumeirah, out of last 10 transactions I've done, 8 transactions were mortgage transactions, just mortgage transactions. And when we calculate the what is the market rental for that property and what is the annual mortgage value for that property which the person has to pay, the mortgage value always comes out to be lesser than the average market rental, which is also good for the investors, because what investors are also doing, like if you look at from an end user point of view, who have been served vacating notices from last year, because rents had started going up last year, and here there is a system that the landlords can send a 12-month notice to the tenants. So the 12 months are ending for a lot of people, because 2022 saw increase in rents and the owners wanted to sell an increase in the property market, and a lot of people were served vacating notices who were paying lower rentals, who were paying COVID rentals which were pretty low, but now the rentals are almost double or 70-80% higher in the primary areas as opposed to what they were in 2019 or 2020 or 2021 as well. They're more than 50% increased. So this is the primary reason, because the rentals have gone up, because the people have been served vacating notices. They're taking mortgages if they have the down payment and buying properties through banks, through bank loans, and it's pretty good for them as well. If you look at it from an investment point of view, for those people, you are making an asset, because if you're paying rent, you're just wasting your money, you're giving the money to somebody. But if you're buying a property, then what are you building? You're building an asset. Of course, you should be good for the down payment. That is a very important thing to understand here. You should have the down payment amount, but then if you have the down payment amount, you should invest that in your asset, and then pay off your mortgage instead of paying the higher rentals which are there in the market, and then sell off that property in long run. And just to be clear, it is very easy to sell a mortgage property in Dubai. You don't have to pay off your mortgage and then only you will get to sell your property. You can sell off your property, you can clear off the mortgage before. And what I have observed with a lot of people, who I have dealt with over the last couple of years, the mortgage fees which you have to pay is around 10 to 12,000 dirhams, which you have to pay to have an early exit from your mortgage, which is pretty less. So if your property value has gone up, let's say by 100,000 dirhams, and even if you're paying 10,000 dirhams, it doesn't matter, because you're still making a profit of 90,000 dirhams. And this is what we exactly did with one of my buyers. We entered in a property, at about 2.1 million, and we're selling that property for 2.7 million. But he was a mortgage buyer, and he took he made a down payment for about 450 to 500k, and he's making almost 600k on that 500 to 600k on that property, which is double. And I'm talking about very few months, like last 6 months we have done this, and he is doing it. So from an investor point of view, if you look at, it is also pretty good, because the rents have gone up. You can clear off your mortgage by just renting the property plus your service charges, and you can make extra bucks as well over it, which is what I'm doing for a lot of my investors. From an investor point of view, it is pretty good that the rents are higher than the annual mortgage. From an end user point of view, it is pretty good also that you buy a property for yourself, because if you look at a longer run, real estate will give you benefit in a longer run. And if you're planning to stay in the country for a very long time, or even if you don't want to stay in the country, you want to stay for a couple of years, you can rent that property, or you can sell that property off. It is very easy to sell a mortgage property. So rather than wasting your money on rentals, if you look at it for the next 20 years, it's going to be a lot more beneficial for you to buy a property than just paying higher rentals in the market. So this is the major reason why a lot of people also are buying properties in Dubai and have a mindset that, okay, I should buy a property in Dubai rather than paying higher rentals. For end users, it's good for investors. It's also pretty good. If you have the good credit score, you can buy a property on mortgage, sell at a higher price, or just rent it out. Your rent will cover your mortgage, your service fees, and even give you some extra bucks in your hand at the end of the year. So yeah, this is why the mortgage transactions are increasing. I believe that the rents haven't gone down, so the mortgage transactions are going to keep on increasing. If you look at it opposite to what the sales transactions are, they're already at 30% out of 25 to 30% of the total number of transactions. but then if you look at secondary market transactions, they would be almost 40 to 50% for ready properties and secondary market transactions. So yeah, this was about mortgage transactions. So I totally believe that if you are an end user, you should look at buying a property if you have the down payment. If you're an investor, you should also look at buying a property, or if you have some amount with you, you should look at buying a property which covers your rent plus your service charges for the building, and then can give you some extra bucks as well in hand at the end of the year. So both for investors and users, I recommend this is a good time to buy a property because the rents are up. You're going to benefit now, and you're going to benefit in longer run as well, because I don't see rents coming down because there is so much demand in the market for rental, because a lot of people are moving to Dubai as well. So yeah, this was about mortgage transactions. So this was the episode from my side this time. We discussed about total number of transactions. We discussed about total volume of transactions. Total number were over 15,000. Total volume was 46.38 billion exactly. Top areas we discussed: Palm, Dubai Harbour, Business Bay, Sobha Hartland, Downtown Dubai. Top projects: Bayview, Rivana, Crest, Grande, Sobha, Seahaven, Canal Heights. And we also discussed a lot about mortgage transactions and why you should take a mortgage on your property at this stage, and why is it a good time to buy a property in Dubai, especially on mortgage if you look at, and why are the mortgages rising. So this was from my side. If you have any opinions about Dubai property market, you can write down in the comments. If you have any query, you can contact me in the number in the description below, or you can write down in the comments as well, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. This was from my side. Thank you so much once again. See you guys next time.